Quick reminder, Lucky Stars is out for June. If you didn't get it Saturday night in your email, check your spam first. And if you didn't get it there, send me a message in the chat bot. We'll get you fixed up. Welcome in to the Fun Astrology Podcast for Monday, June 2nd. Let's start another month together. What do you say? As well as another week together. I saw from some comments on YouTube that some of you are teachers, and now you are free at last, free at last. Thank God in the sky. School is out forever. Well, at least for the summer. I wish all of you who are teachers and get a few months off a high timeline summer of 2025. And speaking of high timeline, let's see if we get lucky this week. Hi, Kristin.
Hello, Thomas and Fun Astrology Podcast. Happy Monday. We are looking at another string of lucky days. This week it looks really great, other than this weekend when we move to more cautionary energy. So be using this week to its fullest. To find out more Lucky Stars days for June, join the Lucky Stars Club. Thomas and I can't wait to see you there. I hope you all have a lucky week.
Thanks, Kristin. And she and I are working on a couple of special presentations we'll be telling you about, but I can give you a clue on one. The video that I did on Friday, the weekly video, but I also kind of covered Friday, and then I showed my chart and how the Great Pyramid affects it. And if you don't know the Great Pyramid, maybe you're new around here, welcome. What we're talking about is the favorable formation of two sextiles and a trine, basically between Pluto and Uranus across the base. That's Aquarius and Gemini. And then, of course, the zero Aries vortex point of zero Aries where Saturn and Neptune are going to be for quite a while. That's what we've been calling for a while here the Great Pyramid. If you put your chart in the 1 year advance mode and you go 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, 1 year, you will see that Pluto, Neptune, and Uranus move in basic lockstep all the way up into 2031. Saturn moves on, but there are some retrogrades, and we have this energy locked into the chart until then. And today it actually portends one thing that we will find from the moon. And a lot of what we're going to be doing around here now is lunar, because there's not going to be a lot of other tangible aspects in the sky. But we are going to be talking about more of these formations from a broader perspective. So Kristin and I, next Wednesday, are going to do the same thing we did with my chart. We're going to do with her chart on Wednesday and show you what a Leo rising looks like. And then we got the good idea, well, why not carry it on? So for the next 10 Wednesdays, we'll be doing the other 10 signs. You saw mine, Gemini. You'll see hers, Leo. Little bit out of order, but we'll start back with Aries and just go through. So that will be fun. And if you have a chart that you would like us to take a look at, well, send the information through the chat bot on funastrology.com. I'll need you, not your name, just your date, time, and city and state. And if it doesn't have those three, I'm going to have to just toss it out. I can't go back asking for it. Obviously, if we get more than one per sign, then I'll probably just take the first one that comes in. So it will not have your name attached to it. We will not mention who it came from if that's identifiable through your email. So don't worry about that. No personal identification. But if you'd like to just see your chart up on the screen, we're going to do them on video, and then there will be the audio from the video. So if you're not used to going to the YouTube channel, you might get familiar with it. These are going to be pretty interesting. We have a yod in the chart today. I'm going to declare it. The software isn't showing it, but we're going to stretch the orbs just a wee bit here. But what's at the base of the witch's hat? Pluto on one side, Aquarius, and then Saturn, Neptune on the other. That's the sextile. That's the base of the long triangle, and at the top is the moon. Now, if we just come at the yod from the standpoint of something fated, something destined, which yods have that characteristic, we don't need a yod to tell us that the Great Pyramid is going to be generational, no, epical, centurion, millennial focused. Saturn and Neptune have not been together in the early degrees of Aries since Nebuchadnezzar and Babylon. I searched it up, back to the 500s BC. And think about that. I'm looking also at the spirituality of Neptune through its orbits, and I'm going back to the mid-1800s and looking at that. But if you go back to Babylon, what did Babylon give us? One thing, early astrology. There was a lot of other cultural ripple down that came from that culture. So whatever's happening here is going to be epic, and we are all over it. Exciting times to live in. The other thing about the yod, it can also portend a little bit of conflict between the two base planets. So the sextile, we know from the sextile that the Neptune-Saturn/Pluto base is cooperative. Even though it's revolutionary, even though it's shake-up, even though it's uncertain, in the end it's positive. But the conflict comes from the moon. There's our emotions. Oh, in Virgo, we don't disrupt don't rock the boat. See, that's what our soul is kind of saying is, okay, you say it's the most exciting time to be going through something, and yet, I don't know. What if they change the currency? Oh, I listened to something over the weekend. That is like, some little bit of, I guess, I don't know. It was pretty interesting. But basically, everything that you're seeing coming out of the Oval Office right now is toward a digital ID. Look at things through that lens and just see if you see the same thing. So there's the moon in conflict with these inevitable changes. I mean, digital ID is coming. Well, we've been saying that for 5 years ago when we first started talking about Pluto moving into Aquarius. We talked about it from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction back at 22 degrees Capricorn. So this is no big aha surprise. I mean, these are the things that as we look at astrology, we shouldn't be shocked that the leaders of this country are moving us toward digital control. What did we say? Pluto in Aquarius is the battle between don't tell me what to do, I want my independence, and digital control. Neptune in Aries, the last time it was there, started the Civil War. So, I mean, yeah, you can see how this shouldn't shock us, but today's quincunx, the quincunx between the 150-degree sides of the witch's hat going up to the moon, is showing us that our emotions are struggling with the reality. But how we shift that to the high timeline is to realize that the base is positive. This is a positive Great Pyramid. So we hold to that and we acknowledge our humanity, that our emotions are going to get a little disrupted. And that's what today's sky is showing us, and there's nothing else in the sky exactly today. This is the week, it happens on Friday morning, that Venus moves into Taurus. We're going to be talking about that, both Kristin and I, later this week. I hope you'll catch her episode tomorrow. She's going to be talking about editing the vision with the moon, and that is going to be interesting because she's talking about this Virgo moon that we were just discussing. So we'll roll on into that tomorrow. Thanks so much for listening. I wish you a great Monday and a happy June. Let's make the most of it. It will be Cancer season in a couple of weeks. Woohoo!